Hello guys, it's Dee. Today let's talk hair. So I'm going to try and give you guys some tips and tricks on how to grow your hair and maintain your hair, be it natural, relaxed, or locked like mine. Yes, my hair is locked. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. I'm Dee. I have locks, but as you can see, I've braided them. So if you guys are planning on getting locks, this is the sign to get it because this hairstyle is versatile. I'll probably do a video on some myths about locks and what I've learned ever since I got my locks. So you should look out for that. Anyways, before I delve into hair issues today, I want you guys to know that I'm not a professional hair expert, okay? But I have encountered a lot of hair and hair problems, and I've tried to help people to grow their hair and also maintain. And I've had some positive feedback from those who have actually listened and tried to apply some of the tips and tricks that I gave them. I had permed hair as a child. It was very long and very thick. I don't know how my mom used to maintain it, but it grew well anyways. Most of the time she would do the retouching herself, and one thing I remember is that she never tried to retouch all the way to the old permed part of my strands. Okay, so it's like most of the time the focus was on the new growth, because believe it or not, your hair will not grow permed. That is why you go in for retouch. So most of the time what hairstylists do is that when you go in for retouch, they apply the perming cream from your scalp towards your strands and to the tips, but your strands are old relaxed hair. Okay, so if you keep building the product on it, you're going to cause them to break, and you are going to discolor them. That is why sometimes when you have pain there, you realize that the tips of your hair look a little orange or red, but when you want to start your natural hair, your hair doesn't grow like that. It's because they keep building the products and it keeps weakening it. So the best thing to do when you go in for a retouch or to relax is to just let them focus on the new growth. If anything, it is the product should touch your hair when they are washing it out, but do not sit with like perming cream in your already permed hair. Come on now, what are you trying to achieve? That part of your hair is already relaxed. Okay, secondly, make sure they give you a base before they use perming cream in your hair. You can start with shea butter. It's a very good base, or Vaseline. Let them use it on your scalp. Insist on it. I mean, sometimes these hairdressers, when you tell them something, they make you feel like, you know, they know what they're doing. But please, it's your hair. Please do not just go and sit there and let them do anything to your hair and get up. And you have opinions. It's your hair, and you are paying for the services, so you need some mami patrol. Please use the Vaseline as a base. I don't want to get cuts or anything of that sort, especially if you are tender-headed. I know that you retouch your hair and then after 2 weeks you have to wash it before you braid, but some people just go and retouch their hair and they come in and they say, I don't braid my hair for me. Hey sister, please wait for a while. When you get your hair permed, you know you have to wash it. You have to wait and wash it before you braid it, but you go and retouch your hair and come that I should braid your hair for you. Please, when you do that, you are tensioning your scalp, but it doesn't help, especially if you want like cornrows that will tension your edges. Please let your hair breathe before you go in for a protective style. Okay, your hair needs hair food locked with oils. You can use castor oil, very good, coconut oil, shea butter oil, olive oil, vitamin E oil. This is something that I normally do for my clients whenever I finish braiding their hair. I use oil to lock in any products that I've used. Okay, now I have this oil mixture that I do: coconut oil, olive oil, shea butter oil, and then vitamin E oil. Then I use the double boiler method. That is, you have water heating and then you put your oil mixture into it and allow it to heat for a while. Okay, so that all the oil can mix very well, and then you apply it to your scalp after you've used all your other products. Like after your wash day, you put in your conditioner, your leave-in conditioner, you put in whatever thing you want to put, then you use the oil inside, because oils are sealant. They are supposed to seal the product that you've used in your hair in. All right, oils are very good if you want to have thick hair and if you want your hair to grow as well, because the product must work. You see the way soil needs water, it needs fertilizer, manure to grow the plants very well. That is how your scalp is. Now your scalp needs these products to grow your hair well, but they have to stay in, and that is where the oil comes in. Okay, that is where the oil comes in. So it's going to keep your hair moisturized, okay, and it's going to keep the products locked in so that they can do their work. Some people also go in for like the hot oil treatment. It's the same method, but this time around, okay, you do it before you wash out your hair. Nonetheless, when you want to apply product, part your hair. If you have natural hair, part your hair. Natural permed hair, locked hair, part your hair into sections, okay? So you apply the oil in the section. Don't just pour the oil on your head like this and just, do this. No. Try to part your hair in sections, or you use an applicator bottle to do it so that it can get to your scalp. Then you start to massage your scalp and let the product sit well and let it be evenly distributed. Put on bonnets before you, like when you're going to bed. Some of us, you can't keep bonnets in our head. I am a culprit. I can't keep bonnets on my hair, so I have a scalp bonnet, and this way I can easily tie it and then go to bed. Or you can use a silk scarf, because these materials are known to help you to retain the products, because they are not cotton. They won't absorb your product, they'll keep it locked in. How to comb your hair, especially those with natural hair. Oh, I don't know why you want to start combing your hair from your scalp. You know it's very painful. You know you will rip your hair if you start from the scalp. Gently start combing your hair from the tips. Okay, so if there's anything that is, locked or matted, you can detangle it before you get to your scalp. But some of you, when you just take the comb, you just start from your... Why? Start from the tip of your hair, gently to the scalp. You realize that by the time you get to your scalp, you can freely run your comb through it. Okay, and don't just detangle your hair dry. Put in some butter. Okay, if you have detangling butter, that's fine. Please don't start from the scalp. You will tear your hair, you will rip it apart. Start from the tips, gently detangle it all the way to your scalp. That way you don't even lose a lot of hair. It's just the weak hair that will fall out, because your hair, there's going to be old hair and there's going to be weak hair, but if they will fall out, but then there will be new growth. So you only want to rid yourself of those kind of hair than like ripping your hair apart. No. It's the same thing if you get protective styles and you're unbraiding, to give it a moisture base before you start unraveling the hair, because sometimes if you just do it dry, you lose your hair alongside your removal. Okay, so that is also another tip that you should take note of when it comes to your hair. Wash your hair in parts. Wash your hair in parts. You see, this is one of the reasons why I stopped going to the salon, because some stylists don't have time to part your hair and wash them. They just put your hair in the washing basin and then they just start scraping your scalp. The best thing to do is to wash your hair in parts. I have a wash day video. You can go ahead and watch it and see how I washed my hair. You shouldn't always go to the salon. Sometimes take time off and then just have a wash day. Do it yourself. Another thing that I used to do was rice water. Rice water is very good. There are videos on it on here. You can go and watch how they prepare the rice water and how to use it. I know some people have videos on grow your hair in 7 days. It's time. When you have hair, you have to be patient. Everybody has the way they are supposed to take care of their hair. So do not compare your hair journey or your hair growth or your hair texture to anybody, especially those of us with locks. Do not compare how your locks look or how they are growing to everybody else's own, because we all have different hair. We can all have the same category of hair, but we can have different ways that our hair goes. So do not compare your hair journey to anybody. Okay, so the rice water is a good way of growing your hair. It does smell a little, but I mean it helps. The onion garlic mixture, ha, golden, golden. Chopped onions, chopped garlic, and then I put it in like a spray bottle with water and I let it sit for about 30 minutes. Then I spray it onto my scalp towards the tips of my hair in sections. Then I put on a plastic cap, wait for a while, and then I go and wash it out. That's what I used to do. Some people will recommend that you leave it in. Well, sometimes it can get very itchy. So if you don't want to have like an itchy scalp or anything, just use it as a wash, okay, pre-poo. You do that, you sit down for about 30 minutes and then you go ahead and then you wash your hair. You do that every wash day, okay? And your wash day should be like 2 to 3 weeks, depending on your hair. I wash my locks 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, I barely do. Sometimes once in a month, sometimes twice in a month. It depends on the products I've used in my hair for that period of time, whether there's build up, whether it starts to sting, blah blah blah. Clay mask. I know some of you will say that, oh Charlie, the products are expensive, this is that, but some of you can afford it. But for those of you who can't afford it the way I couldn't at that time, let me tell you what I did. So I got clay. Okay, I went to buy clay. I wasn't in Ghana, so people didn't really look at me with side eye. People were looking at you like you're going to eat it. So I bought clay and then I pounded this clay. I had a small mortar and pestle, that's one for grinding. I pounded the clay and then I sieved it with fine cloth, okay, and then I got the powder. So before I wash my hair, I would mix the clay with apple cider vinegar and then any oil of your choice. So I had mint oil, I had olive oil and vitamin E oil. So that is what I used. So a little water, very little water, because you don't want it to be water based. You want the oil to also be a huge part of your clay. You can even use the apple cider vinegar without the water. For my clay mask, I start from the tips of my hair all the way to my scalp, and I do that in section. Then I put on a plastic cap, wait for 30 minutes, and then I wash the clay out. Now the clay washing, it makes your scalp so neat, so you don't have to do it all the time. You can maybe in 4 months you can decide to do one clay wash, okay? It depends on you though, but I feel like if you have a lot of product build up in your hair, then you can have your clay wash. Use the clay, it will wash your scalp spanking clean. I haven't done a clay wash since I locked my hair because there are lots of rules when it comes to having locks. You don't want, you see, because your hair is locked in, there are sometimes when you use certain things, it's going to stay in the strands of your locks and your hair is already locked, so it's going to keep in, going to have that build up and to look funny and smell funny. You don't want that. So if you want to try a clay wash, wait on unlocked hair, wait till you have like new growth. Limit it to your scalp. Don't try to bring it towards your strands. I wouldn't advise that unless you are very, very sure you can actually absorb everything from your hair when you are drying it. Let's talk about drying our hair. Please don't use a towel. Please don't. I used to watch videos and people would be like, use a t-shirt, and I was like, yeah, what's wrong with them? Why did I use the t-shirt when I can just use a towel or something? But don't use towels to dry your hair. Use a plain cloth or a t-shirt, okay, to dry your hair. That's better. The towel can absorb the water, true, but you don't want to absorb all the moisture from your hair, okay? You want to leave it a little damp before you use your product, so that when you start to like dry your hair, all dries into it. So use a t-shirt. If you have locked hair, don't use a towel. Towels can shed. It's going to stick onto your locks, and locks like to grab on things. You're going to have lint. So don't, if you have locks or any type of hair, do not use towels to dry your hair. Just use a very nice plain cloth or a t-shirt, okay? Another thing I want to talk about when it comes to drying your hair is too much heat. It will be good to air dry your hair or blow dry your hair, medium to low heat. Too much heat can break your hair, okay? And if you have packed products into it as well, you can fry your hair. If you are going to sit under a hair dryer for a long time, use a heat protectant. Your hairdresser might not have a heat protectant, so you get one, okay, and tell her, oh ma'am, please can you put this in my hair before you fix the rollers and before I sit under the hair dryer. So that is another tip that I am going to give to you guys. I hope this video has been very helpful. If this helps you, let me know. You can reach me out on my social media handles at this page, or you can just leave a comment in the comment section and I'll address that issue in my next video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for subscribing. I would also like to thank my 2 new subscribers. Thank you so much for watching the video and thank you so much for subscribing. I am telling myself that I am on my way to 1K subscribers and I'm going to be consistent till I get there. Until then, I love you all and bye-bye.